How's the entire process of making Aviation Gin? If anyone can make gin any more interesting, it's DEADPOOL. In 2018, Ryan Reynolds decided to tackle gin, and we got the entire process to tell you on how he's making the ultimate pure and premium gin product, combining his exquisite taste buds and his mastery at branding to the next level. According to rumors, Ryan and his company found a hidden recipe for it. We've done the research, and the secret behind the smooth, world-class Aviation Gin processing might blow you away. Every great gin starts with its ingredients, and fancy as it might be, Aviation Gin is no exception. Before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a look at what goes into this crispy little drink that has all the ladies swooning. The infamous Aviation Gin uses a harmonious blend of 7 botanicals. Each one is chosen with the kind of whimsical fun you'd expect from someone who flawlessly plays a wise-cracking anti-hero like Deadpool. First off, without needing us to tell you, you must have already guessed that the star of the show is none other than juniper berries. Those small, fragrant fruits that taste like the freshness of a bottled-up wilderness are the reason your gin smells so natural and fresh. But that's not all. Reynolds has the kind of personality that likes to do things differently, so he decided to take things a step further. Aviation Gin's recipe also includes celebrity ingredients like cardamom, coriander, lavender, anise seed, sarsaparilla, and orange peel. This ensemble cast of flavors is so complex, it could probably land a supporting role like Thor's hammer in Avengers Assemble. Why lavender, you ask? Orange peels? What gives? Is this smooth-talking actor playing another joke on us? Well, not really. Or at least, not yet. The lavender adds the soft, floral touch. It tastes kind of like a bouquet of flowers you weren't expecting. Except this time it goes so well with the gin that you wonder why every other gin maker isn't stealing this secret. While the lavender works its magic, the orange peel brings in a zesty citrus note to keep things fresh. And cardamom? Well, that one's just there to remind you that you're drinking something far more sophisticated than your average Saturday night cocktail. Now that we've got our blend of fancy botanicals, we have to soak in neutral grain spirit for 18 hours. In the context of gin production, this process is called maceration. Now, the way Aviation Gin does this is a closely guarded secret, but there are only a few things you can hide from us. Using the clues we were able to find, we know it refers to the process of soaking botanicals in a liquid to extract their head-spinning flavors. But why is it so important? That's because this careful soaking allows the spirit to absorb the aromas of the botanicals, contributing to the gin's unique taste profile. After this is done, don't you think it's time to transform that spicy, fragrant mix into actual gin? What happens once they pass the rigorous quality control, which may or may not involve a panel of experts who smell faintly of pine and juniper themselves? It means the botanicals are ready for their big debut in the distillery. Every ingredient has to be just right, too. If there's too much lavender, then you've got a bottle of perfume. Too little, and you're basically drinking the spirit equivalent of a Christmas tree. After the botanicals have had their relaxing soak in the grain spirit, the whole mix is pumped into a still tank. This is a giant metal contraption that looks like something out of a steampunk novel. If you teleported there without prior warning, you might think you're looking at one of the spice extractors from the Dune movie. A still is basically the gin maker's best friend. It does all the grimy work of turning that botanical soup into high-proof gin. I know you're thinking, I wonder if I could have a sip of that botanical soup. Before you try anything you'll regret, just know that I had that idea first. And trust me, it doesn't taste as good as it sounds. It's better to wait for the real thing, which is coming up any second now. Once the macerat, which is the fancy word for the botanicals and spirit mixture, is in the still, pure water is added to help with the process. It's kind of like when you're cooking and you add water to avoid burning the food. Except in this case, the food is gin, and burning it would ruin more than Ryan Reynolds' dinner. Now it's time to bring the heat. But how does that work in reality? Basically, steam jackets puff out heated water to warm the macerate. But the kicker here is that we don't actually want to boil the whole thing. We just want to tease the alcohol into vapor form, leaving all the heavy oils and gunky bits behind. The alcohol vapor rises, carrying with it all those delicious botanical flavors, while the more undesirable compounds stay behind in the still like the leftovers from last night's dinner. So now we have a bunch of alcohol vapor floating around in the air. We don't want anyone to get drunk on a gin cloud, so what comes next? After the heat comes the cooling phase. When the alcohol vapor does its job of grabbing all the botanical goodness, it travels through a condenser, which is basically just a metal coil. The condenser cools down the vapor and transforms it back into liquid form. This time, it comes down as gin distillate. In simple terms, it's like turning steam back into rain, except this rain could improve your evening significantly. At the end of this process, you've got yourself some raw gin. It's strong, aromatic, and probably not something you should sip just yet, unless you're feeling like a teenager on a Friday night. It's a solid 142 proof at this stage after all. However, we can extend a big congratulations because you've officially gone from botanical soup to liquid gold in just a few hours. It's not quite ready for drinking yet, but don't worry, we'll fix that soon. And how do we transform that fiery 142 proof beast into the smooth, drinkable gin you know and love? Like any great performance, the final act is all about balance. You don't want to order a martini with rocket fuel in it, do you? But at this point, I just have to ask, how many of you daredevils are out there? Do you take your gin straight in a cocktail, or do you like to go with the flow? Let us know in the comments. What do you think is the least insane way to take gin? The craziest answer gets a major shout out from us. So choose wisely, guys. So what do we do with this 142 proof gin? First off, we dilute it. No need to feel bad about this.
Remember, dilution is the solution. Cheers.
It's not like we're watering down your drink at a cheap bar. This is how it's supposed to happen. The distillate gets transferred to a blending tank where pure filtered water is added to bring the proof down to a more socially acceptable 84. Now it's at the perfect level. It's strong enough to remind you it's gin, but not so heavy that it makes you rethink life choices after one sip. It's at this point that Aviation Gin becomes that balanced drink that makes you feel like you're sitting in first class on a flight to the moon, even if you're still sitting on your couch in sweatpants. Reynolds would probably describe this step as taking a hero and making them relatable. Sure, 142 proof is impressive, but it's not exactly liver-friendly. At 84 proof, though, now you've got a drink that can steal the show without sending you to Russia after a blackout. But is that all there is to the world-famous gin? Aren't we forgetting something very important? With the proof just right, the gin is transferred to the bottling line. Every bottle of Aviation Gin is filled, capped, and labeled with the kind of attention to detail that would make even a seasoned Instagram influencer jealous. The glass bottle itself, sleek and retro, looks like something you'd see in a movie from the 1920s. Each bottle has a sense of class and the magnetic presence of a superstar. You can feel the taste-making prowess of Ryan Reynolds from every angle.
Wonder what's in here. Now what could this be?
For those of you Marvel fans out there, there's a new limited edition Deadpool bottle that was gin-spired by the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Goes to show you how much he cares about his brand, eh? Once bottled, the gin is packed up into boxes, ready to be shipped off to bars, liquor stores, and your eager hands. While the distillers are busy perfecting their craft, Ryan Reynolds is likely out there somewhere filming a witty commercial that has absolutely nothing to do with gin, but will make you want to buy a bottle anyway. It seems celebrities have learned that attaching their name to a brand makes generating millions in revenue a done deal. But is that really all there is to it? And does it work? Well, take his words for it. Here's what he had to say. I've tried every gin on the planet, and Aviation is, hands down, the best. Also, I don't recommend trying every gin on the planet. Stick with this one. That's all the convincing I need. Let's face it, if Ryan says this gin is great, we're all forced to agree. Lucky for him, the $16 billion gin market is absolutely exploding at the moment, and he has the best product out there. In fact, Aviation Gin is so good that so many companies were at his heels, practically begging to buy this company. And why is that? Well, the gin market is expected to grow to $23.54 billion by 2031, and Aviation brand is the leader of that movement. Eventually, Ryan's success in the American gin market allowed him to sell Aviation American Gin for $610 million. Reynolds reportedly netted as much as $122 million from the deal. For someone consistently seeing 9- and 10-figure exits, it's fair to say Reynolds is a master deal maker, don't you think? Aviation was sold to a company called Diageo, whose liquor lineup includes Smirnoff vodka, Johnny Walker Scotch whiskey, and George Clooney's famous Casamigos tequila brand, which uses a pretty nifty manufacturing trick to create the best liquor out there. If you want to find out more about that, you only have to wait a little bit, because we just might do a deep dive in one of our next videos. You know what to do next.